Hello, welcome to another episode of Bot and Back, and today we are going to learn to transform Hearts of Steel Bumblebee. So the first thing we want to do is remove his hydraulic looking gun, I think that's what that is, and his cool hammer. Now we want to turn him around, and we want to put his fists in, fold them in. And next, let's push these two rail looking things, these two stems up, and we're going to move his arm back a little bit and then fold it down. So this all fits into here, and we want to turn so the fists are up. Same thing for the other side. Bring this back, fold this down, and turn it so the fists are up on both sides like that. And next, we can bring this up a little bit. The next thing we want to do is we're going to bring back the torso as far as we can to about there. Now we're going to start bringing his shoulders in on both sides, and before we'll bring him down to about there, and you'll find you can bring this back even more once you do that. And then you should have enough clearance to close this all the way, both in the front. Now the back's going to be a little tricky, at least for me it always is. So it's not closing. You want to grab this and actually push this forward, if that makes sense, and then everything will close. Now you want all of that closed so that when you turn him around, his head will not go in until you've closed that. If you try to, it's just not going to go in. So push here to get it started, and we'll push his head all the way in, and then this goes up and this tab goes into that slot like so. Pull this back a little bit. So his arms should look like that now. So next we want to bring his legs up, not all the way. Let's first take his feet, and we're going to have this double hinge that will move everything in like that. Bring this down, double hinge it in, and we're going to tab these together. Okay, so you want this together, and these two tabs are going to go into these two slots. But first, make sure this is in all the way. So when we bring it down, this tab will go into that slot. So we're going to bring this up, tab these in, and also make sure these are tabbing in on the sides. This is a little tricky to get them tabbing all the way. It's a little tight. There we go. That's tabbed in. So now we can bring this all the way back. And then you'll see these slots on his forearms, and there's some tabs back there when you swing them back. So we're going to swing these arms both back so they tab in. There we go. And then the last thing we do is there's kind of, see that screw? It's kind of a hole, sort of, and it goes into these two posts here, because we're going to take this and move it all the way around, and that hole will go over that post, like that. Same for this side. Bring that in, and that will go into the hole there. And there we go. He is a very cool looking train. I kind of love him. He comes in a 2-pack with a Megatron that turns into a cannon, and I might actually like this more. I didn't think I would. Oh, also there's weapon storage. The hammer can just snap into here like so. The problem is when you do that, this comes untabbed again, and it doesn't stay 100% together once you've done that, so that's a little frustrating. You can also store his gun back here. Like so. There, really nice weapon storage too. So that's him as a train. Okay, now we're going to turn him back into robot mode. Now normally you want to remove weapon storage but this gun is very, very hard to pull out. So we're just going to leave them here for now. And we're going to untab the wheels and bring them all the way around. Well, we're going to bring them back to about that far. Okay, I'm going to do that. Now let's untab here. And then start to bring the wheels down. Oh, not too far because the hammer gets stuck. So just bring it down a little bit and then bring these apart. And that makes it much easier to get the hammer out once you bring them apart. Now bring them down all the way. And bring the wheels down all the way like that. And then we're going to unhinge the feet. Come on. There we go. It's a little bit tight. Unhinge the feet and bring them out. Same for this side. Unhinge the feet. So the lower body is done. Oh, look. Right. This is hilarious. We have like a Gerwalk mode. That's funny. Anyway, okay. So the next thing we want to do, we can, we want to untab the arms. And now that we've untabbed the arms, we can reach in and pull this gun out. It is really in there tight. So that's why it's better, in my opinion, to get them partially transformed before you start trying to get that gun out of there. So we have the arms down there. Now untab this and bring his head back. And you got to bring it back until this clicks and that's flush with the rest of this area. Now, once you've done that, you can start pulling this apart. And you can pull it apart. Make sure that these go up all the way until they do like a soft click. This side doesn't do a soft click, but anyway. And just kind of like position them like that. And now we can bring the torso, bend it all the way down. Normally this goes up, but it kind of stays. No, we do need to move it up so we can move the arms. So we move that up, and now we're just going to take the arms and we're going to bring them up like that and then down. And let's turn them at the bicep and bend it there, and let's bring the fist out. Like so. Same thing for the other side. Rotate that up, bring this down. Let's turn this around so we can bend that there. And we're going to bring the fist out. And then let's just push this down. And there we go. Put his weapons back in his hands. And that is how you transform Hearts of Steel Bumblebee. I hope that you found that helpful. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.